We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. and there is new information about the search to find the person who killed Rachel Moren. Coming up, the two new sketches authorities have just released. The juvenile crime crisis is front and center after two robberies over the weekend. Ahead, the new concerns the incidents are raising and how lawmakers might tackle them during the legislative session. And the issue of funding Maryland schools is center stage. Coming up, the rally state educators are holding. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. We have new information this morning about the search to find the person who killed Rachel Moren. This week marks 6 months since the Harford County mom was found murdered on the Ma and Pa Trail in Bel Air, and still there have been no arrests in the case. But now, the Harford County Sheriff's Office has released two new sketches of the suspect in the case. Take a look at your screens here. Detectives believe this is the person. They say the killer may have been in the area for days before the crime, and they're hoping that someone recognizes him and comes forward with information. Now, in addition to these new sketches, there is this video of the suspect. Investigators say surveillance video caught the man leaving a home in L.A. following a March 2023 assault. DNA from that case matches DNA in the Moren murder. Right now, a $35,000 reward is being offered for help leading to an arrest and conviction in the case. Right now, we are awaiting remarks from President Biden. This is a live look over D.C., where he is set to speak in the coming hour. He's scheduled to speak at the National Association of Counties Legislative Conference. The juvenile crime crisis is front and center after two robberies over the weekend. City police say 8 to 10 young people robbed a store around 7:30 Saturday night in Pigtown, assaulting a man inside. About an hour later, county police say several juveniles were detained following a robbery near Towson Town Center. We have live team coverage surrounding the juvenile crime crisis that is unfolding across the state. We start with Shannon Lilly for an update on both robberies and a look at how residents are reacting. Shannon. With Shannon in just a minute. State lawmakers will continue their debate on the Democratic plan this week, which includes three main pillars. They want to change a portion of the state's current crime code. Right now, children under 13 can't be charged with certain crimes like firearm offenses, sexual assault, and car thefts. Democrats are also looking for changes with news and weather anytime. Search WBFF in your app store. Well, still ahead, the Chiefs win back-to-back Super Bowl games. Coming up, reaction to the big game. And we're going to take a look at some of the night's other big moments that happened off the field. And your Super Bowl snack may have been smaller than years past. Coming up, how shrinkflation is impacting snacks and what the president is doing to try to stop it. But first, President Biden's re-election campaign is headed to TikTok. The security concerns that are being expressed over the move.
Here comes our next weather maker. We're going to start this off with heavy rain. That arrives late this afternoon, early this evening, with temperatures in the upper 40s to near 50 at that point. Heavy rain ongoing overnight, and then we're weather alert tomorrow because we are tracking a rain-snow mix Tuesday morning. For areas north of Baltimore, a period of wet, heavy snow. Accumulations expected on grassy surfaces, and that's going to have an impact on your drive tomorrow morning. So coming up in just a little bit, I've got an updated look at the future scan from this weather maker and how much snow we're expecting in your neighborhoods.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
$11:10 now, and taking a look at your social stream, as you would imagine, lots of talk about this one. The Kansas City Chiefs back-to-back Super Bowl champions.
Mahomes flings it. It's there! Hardman! Jackpot! Kansas City!
All right, so with less than 10 seconds left in the first quarter of overtime, Patrick Mahomes threw the ball to McCole Hardman for the game-winning touchdown. Final score 25-22. It is just amazing to see what that team has been able to accomplish in the last 5-6 years. Congratulations on the back-to-back Super Bowl win. The team deserves it. With all the hard work and dedication to get where you are, it has paid off in the end. And another one, in all seriousness, my 17-year-old daughter watched the entire Super Bowl with me from the start of the game to Lombardi Trophy presentation. That was awesome, and I will always remember that forever, so I hope Taylor makes the team permanently. Grateful, and I saw a lot of memes that said congrats to Taylor on her first year in the league. She won a Super Bowl. All right, President Joe Biden. His 2024 campaign is joining TikTok despite national security concerns. Both the FBI and FCC have warned of the app's owner possibly sharing user data, including browsing history and location. 2 years ago, the president banned federal government employees from having TikTok on their work devices. Here's what you're saying now: hypocrisy in everything. Another one saying he's going to reach more people. Smart as far as national security. That went out the window in 2017. Well, Elon Musk's brain implant company, Neuralink, has moved its legal home to Nevada. It comes a week after his pay package from Tesla was shot down by a Delaware judge. The almost $56 billion pay package in question was invalidated at the end of January, with the judge ruling that that amount was, quote, unfair. The decision bumped Musk off of the top spot of Forbes' list of wealthiest people. Here's your reaction. One person saying, that was quick. Another, this is great news for Neuralink and their future endeavors. Congratulations on the move to Nevada. Can't wait to see what innovations come from this exciting new location. Well, still ahead, maybe you didn't watch the Super Bowl for the game. Maybe you watched for the commercials. Coming up, we're going to chat about some of our favorites. But first, focusing on the future. Coming up, the new push from local educators to fully fund Maryland schools. And coming up at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1, it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:13 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:14 happening today. A large group of advocates, including educators, state leaders, and students, will hold a rally in support of fully funding the blueprint for Maryland's future. It comes as many state lawmakers have faced pressure to scale back on the massive increase in education spending.
I cannot deal with a $40 million increase in my education budget.
More than 150 members of Strong Schools Maryland, legislative leaders, advocates, students, and educators are all rallying in support of full funding for the blueprint for Maryland's future, and it comes on the 3-year anniversary of its passage. Annapolis approved the largest education spending in state history without a way to pay for it, making school systems and county leaders liable for coming up with additional funding. Earlier this month, the Maryland Association of Counties wrote a letter to Governor Wes Moren and top state delegates pressing lawmakers to revisit the plan.
There's got to be some give and take. There's got to be a additional look at this thing, and people need to be a little more rational in how we approach this. But to throw tax increases in now when the economy is struggling, families are struggling, is the wrong way to go for Maryland and for Harford County.
It comes as a report from the Maryland Education Inspector General uncovered millions of dollars blueprint grant funds went unspent. The concentration of poverty grant allocated $233 million to schools statewide. An audit looking at 8 of Maryland's 24 school systems found $12.3 million from the grant went unused. Making headlines, the Senate is one step closer to passing an aid package for Ukraine and Israel. The Senate voted Sunday to move forward on a roughly $95 billion aid bill. 18 Republicans joined Democrats to advance that bill. Sunday's vote means a final vote on the bill in the Senate could come sometime this week. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin is in the hospital with a bladder issue. That is according to Pentagon officials. This comes less than 2 weeks after Austin was admitted to the hospital for prostate cancer treatment, but failed to notify President Joe Biden or the public about his stay. President Biden is calling on companies to stop shrinkflation. It's a term used to refer to when companies offer less of their products, but they keep the price the same during inflationary times. The president's message came on Super Bowl Sunday, a major snack feasting day. Well, coming up today at 4, new developments in the Rachel Moren case. Fox 45 News is looking into the newly released sketches and the timing. Another juvenile crime hearing happening tomorrow in Annapolis. We'll take a closer look at the proposed bills, new at 5. And at 6, the race for the White House is heating up as questions surrounding the mental stability of candidates continues. The latest poll shedding light on an alarming reality. You can get Fox 45 News in a flash through your Amazon Alexa or Echo. We now deliver your local headlines and forecasts in less than 2 minutes. If you have an Amazon device, tell it to enable Fox 45 Baltimore. 11:17 in time now for today's talking point. The Kansas City Chiefs are back-to-back Super Bowl champions. The team taking home the Lombardi Trophy once again. Of course, a lot of new fans watching the game this year, many of them Swifties. And music fans were also probably excited to see Usher during the halftime show. And even if you aren't a sports fan, a lot of people tune in just for the commercials. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. And Mark, I know you stayed up, you watched the whole thing. So what were you most excited to see, the actual game?
Yeah, I was excited to see the game. I mean, it was definitely a sensory overload. Yeah. I mean, Usher delivered. You know, it's so interesting. People are so much critics now. People criticize. It was an amazing performance. He did all those hits. It's just funny. People were they were like, it was okay. It was pretty amazing.
I thought so too.
You know, I think the game was great. I mean, it didn't kick in until probably overtime, really.
Right.
As far as that goes, and then the Taylor Swift piece and the conflict with the coach and the players.
I didn't like that part at all.
But the thing that, Travis Kelce's lucky because what's interesting is you could tell he's beloved because that really didn't catch a lot of criticism. Can you imagine if a Lamar or somebody else did it?
Words that were spoken in my living room.
I mean, it would have been like, oh, you got to control yourself, blah, blah, blah.
Yes.
They let it go. So, it's interesting. I think but I think it was very entertaining, and it's kind of like after the football season, then you got baseball, which is kind of like, a little.
Don't say something O's fans are going to be mad at you about.
You know what I'm saying?
They're hyped. They're counting down 45 days to.
You're right. I'm not going to say. I won't say letdown. I'm just saying it's different.
It's a different
Energy's
field
different.
than it's a different energy than football. Yes, for sure. All right. Thank you, Mark. Turning now to the weather. We are on weather alert. Meteorologist Amy Aronson tracking the next weather maker.
We are weather alert now Tuesday as a weather maker moves into our region. Heavy rain to start and then snow to end on the backside of this. Because of that, we've got a winter storm watch posted for areas north of Baltimore now. This goes into effect late tonight and runs through about 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. This includes northern Baltimore County, northwestern parts of Harford County, through Carroll County, and that's where the most snow is expected. And that could create some issues for your morning drive. And this is the weather maker to blame, causing severe weather across the south. As that pushes our direction, it's going to send us heavy rain at first and then end with that period of snow. And that's why you see that blue blinking on the map there. That's that winter storm watch that was just issued. Let's talk timing. We are dry for the rest of your Monday. It's Monday evening that we see showers spread in from the west here. We've got steady showers as we head through the evening. Late Monday night, heavy rain at times, and then you'll see some changes by tomorrow morning. So look at what happens. Although temperatures are above freezing, we get that pink and that blue mixing in, and a period of snow is expected at the end of your morning commute through about midday. So it's not long, but enough to drop a slushy couple of inches in areas north of Baltimore and create some issues on the roads. Most of the accumulations will be confined to grassy surfaces, and that whole system blows out of here by Tuesday afternoon. First, let's talk about how much rain it's going to produce. A lot of rain's expected, close to an inch in most locations. Now let's talk about the snow, because that's what's going to create the slick spots as we head to your Tuesday morning. So if we take a look at our snowfall forecast, nothing for today, of course, but then we get into Tuesday. This is just one forecast model, but it is showing about 2 to 3 inches in areas north of Baltimore, the area included in that watch, and that's where slick conditions are expected from this system. So that's why we're weather alert now for Tuesday. This is out of here by Valentine's Day. It's just cold and blustery at that point with temperatures in the mid-40s. So we did throw that weather alert icon in there for Tuesday. Be weather alert due to that potential for that slushy, slow Tuesday morning. Wednesday, we're dry for Valentine's Day, dry for much of the week with another brief rain snow chance by Saturday.
All right, Amy, thank you. Still ahead, Beyonce teases a new album coming up. The big news she shared with fans during the Super Bowl. And speaking of music, Michael Jackson's music catalog is being sold. Just how much it's worth? That's just ahead. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25, don't miss this. Sony Music Group is agreeing to buy half of Michael Jackson's music catalog for $600 million. According to the outlet Billboard, the deal values the king of pop's music at some $1.2 billion, which could be the largest valuation ever of a musician's music assets. Jackson, who died in 2009, remains immensely popular on music streaming services like Spotify, where he averages 40 million monthly listeners. And speaking of music, Beyonce made some news during the Super Bowl. She teased the release of new music during a Verizon ad that aired during the big game. And then moments later, on her official website, she posted a clip of a new song followed by the words Act 2 and the date, March 29th. And you can't talk about Super Bowl Sunday without talking about the Puppy Bowl. It's my daughter's favorite part. The annual event is all to raise awareness about animal adoption. This year, Team Fluff and Team Ruff faced off, with Team Ruff taking home the Puppy Bowl trophy. They lost it the last 2 years, so it's a good win for them. And we want to say thanks to all of you who came out to the Be More Healthy Expo this weekend. We've been loving your photo submissions on Chime In. Charlene shared this picture behind the Fox 45 news desk. All smiles for the camera. It was a good time. And then check out Michael, all smiles again. He was taking his turn at the green screen and practicing his weather forecast. If you attended the expo this weekend, we'd love to see your pictures and video. Scan the QR code on your screen or submit the pictures through the Chime In tab at foxbaltimore.com. That's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
Patrice, Valentine's Day is this Wednesday. Do you have a gift yet? Well, still ahead, we'll chat about just how much the average person will spend to say, I love you. Be More Lifestyle coming up next.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
What's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle Live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with media personality and sister LaDon Black. Good morning, everybody. Let me tell you right now, if you stayed up late watching the big game, you might be dragging today. In fact, one study estimates 5 workers called in sick today. 1 in 5 called in work. That adds up to nearly 19 million people calling in sick. And experts say the influx of people calling out can cost businesses some $6 billion. So are you giving it 100% today? Let's start with you, LaDon. LaDon, are you giving us half of LaDon?
We have to give 100%.
Come on
Every
now.
day. When you show up, you got to show up right. But I do think they should think about scheduling the Super Bowl. You know, it should be a Monday off, right?
See, okay, good.
Absolutely.
Okay, Friday. Lady T.
I think they should schedule the Super Bowl on Saturdays. I think that's what they really need
Super
to do.
Bowl Saturday. That's
it
not
need
a
to be
bad
Super Bowl
idea.
Saturday because it doesn't make any sense. Otherwise,
That
you wouldn't
is
have
true.
that many people call out on Monday. Also, no one's giving 100% today. It's a Monday and it's groggy and it's rainy.
Yeah.
No, I give them about 50% today. I think
Wow.
at this point.
Hope nobody's watching YouTube. I'm giving 1,000% today. Let's go.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
Well, we want you to
I
tell
see
us.
you.
You give it 100% today. Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the Lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now, Patrick Mahomes just won the Super Bowl, but that isn't stopping people from saying he has a dad bod.
Oh, jeez.
The young athlete replied to a post online saying, "Yo, why do they have to do me like that?" While also noting he is in fact a dad. He went on to add
That's true, he
dad
is.
bod season. It begs the question, what does it mean to have
I'm
a dad bod
confused.
anymore?
Because if he has a dad bod, then I've seen a couple other bad ones.
Well,
I don't know.
I'm the dad bod. Man boobs.
Okay.
As,
Man
as
boobs.
indicated in the sweater.
Okay.
A little keg right here.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? And so what happened was they showed that picture of him in the locker room.
Yeah.
And he wasn't rocked up. He
Right.
was. But quarterbacks don't really have the big shoulders because
No.
they got to have that, whatever.
Yeah.
But Don, what do you say?
You know
We say dad bod.
what?
Love handles. What do you say?
You know, there's nothing wrong with a little round belly.
Okay.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. Dad bods are cute, especially when they're good dads. So we'll leave it at that.
See, once
Always
again, the
good.
advice expert is back.
There you go.
Lady T, you're a young woman. Have you had to deal with any dad bods?
Yes, all the time. Those are my. They're always in my DMs. The dad bods are always in my DMs. Yeah,
Dad bods be
I
in
know.
the DMs.
But I like stronger, the muscular men. The type who can lift you up.
Oh, Lady T, they were like wrestlers.
But I don't think he has a
I don't
dad
They
bod.
showed him he
And
just wasn't muscled up. He just was
But
regular.
I don't feel like. But we're supposed. That's what his defense and everything is for. They're supposed to be protecting him.
There we go. He's
So
a
I don't
quarterback.
feel like he needs to be
he doesn't
too
have to
buffed
be
up.
ripped.
That's right.
He did put in that work last night. I will say he did put in that
Dad bod
eventually.
or not, give
in
me that
overtime.
dad bod,
Yeah,
okay?
it comes with money.
Take
It
it.
comes with money.
My wife calls this the chunky touch.
Okay.
Are you ready for the chunky touch?
The chunky touch.
Oh, wait a minute.
All right.
Look,
Wait,
that
that
ain't had no
actually sounds
chunky touch.
good.
Now, if you haven't gotten your Valentine's a gift yet, there's still time. Listen to this. Spending this holiday is expected to top $26 billion. The figure breaks down to an average of nearly $186 a person. It's nearly $8 more than over the past 5 years. Now, hold up now.
Oh.
I don't know. Now, we are on budget control.
Wait,
Me and the
how
wife are on
much?
budget control.
It's supposed to, yeah.
186 per person?
That's a lot.
Oh, is that for the meal? Yes. If you're getting
whatever, like,
if you're
right?
getting a porterhouse steak, yes, then yeah.
Okay.
I think it depends on what you're eating that day. Am I tripping, LaDonna?
No,
What
it
you eating,
depends
right?
on what you're eating,
Yeah.
where you're going,
Uh-huh.
and what type of gift, like
And
where you are in
yeah.
the relationship and what type of
Exactly.
gift you're
So
getting.
186, did you dish out that in your past?
You know what? We're going to keep that a secret.
Right. I was gonna say
Did you dish out
186.
186?
You trying to
No, but
think.
like, okay, the food, the tip, and then the No, I don't think so.
Not the
That's
I don't
not
know what the is.
Well, it
'cause
might be
This
just
is-
a guy thing. It might be on.
Yeah,
oh,
maybe
there
it's
you
a
go.
lot on them,
There you go.
Don.
I'm gonna
There
tell you,
go.
so
on us.
Allison and I have a podcast. What I'm doing is we're gonna do champagne and chicken. I'm not having chicken, but that's what I'm
Champagne.
gonna do.
I was gonna say you're vegan now, so
And then a
so
little
just a lot
card.
more champagne is
Yeah,
what
a
you're gonna
little
do.
champagne,
That.
you
Okay,
know,
that's what it
and we have
sounds
to work,
like.
okay?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
That's weird.
good.
186. I'm
Now,
not paying that
so
much.
okay, no. Let's revisit what you guys just said. So
Okay,
you're
hey.
saying you guys didn't buy your guy a Valentine's Day. You say it's for guys to buy women things, not vice versa.
No, it can be equal.
It's equal.
Well, so how would this
But
be
a lot of
guys?
times y'all treat a little extra. You do a little
We're
extra.
not trying to repair.
If you pay extra, we do extra. So
There you go.
What is
It helps.
going-
I'm saying.
And this is the love queen,
See, I
LaDon, for
agree.
years.
LaDon
LaDon has
knows
a book. LaDon
LaDon
has
knows
a
best.
calendar. Which, by the way, I have that calendar.
See, oh, you have the calendar
In my
too?
drawer.
Yes, he has the
Oh, okay.
calendar.
So you got a
I
Oh,
The
Lord.
Don, you're going to reissue that calendar? If you
know
do not
what?
have the Don calendar, you need to have the Don
Don't
calendar.
slide it over.
Okay, so,
Does it?
all right, reissues the Don.
Reissue.
Coming up with Don and Lady T.
Yes.
Still ahead, a new take on the old classic. Coming up, how the Classic Theater of Maryland is putting a new twist on Jane Eyre. Now, but first, a new way to fight would-be identity thieves.
Yeah, there you go.
Coming up.
I was like, who's fighting?
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
And we're back with a live look over the Inner Harbor. Things are dry right now, but grab the umbrella. Rain is on the way. Coming up, we'll check in with meteorologist Amy Aronson so she can tell us all about the weather on the way, all right? Sometimes the best way to beat high-tech identity thieves is to go old school. Julie Moren is here to share the simple way she stops the bad guys in their tracks. It's time for America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Naki.
The FTC received fraud reports from 2.4 million consumers last year and over 1.1 million reports of identity theft. One way to gain information about a person is from their mail, their private documents, and other items that have your details on them, especially banking documents. Well, here's your solution, the ID Defender. It uses a unique pattern of numbers and letters. You see that right there? So when you use it, it becomes impossible to read your information, to use it to commit fraud or identity theft. The ID Defender is the best solution because you can't put pill bottles in a shredder, and using Sharpies to cross out your info doesn't guarantee it can't be read. You can still see it in the light. Now, this is so easy to use and has over 1,600 uses. Fraud, especially credit card fraud rates, continue to climb each year, and the median loss has risen to $650, meaning Americans lose much, much more. So protect yourself with the ID Defender. Right now, we're offering 48% off, get that, on a 3-pack of ID Defender. That's 3 for less than $25. I want you to head to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by the Classic Theater of Maryland.
The Classic Theater of Maryland kicks off 2024 with the world premiere stage adaptation of Jane Eyre. Joining us now are Sally Boyette and Laura Rockland, the playwrights behind this exciting new show. Welcome, ladies. How's it going?
Thank you.
Another exciting season, you know. Great seeing you.
Yes, great seeing you, Mark. Thanks for having us.
Definitely. So, Sally, why did you decide to bring the novel Jane Eyre to the CTM stage, and what are the particular challenges of doing so?
Well, I think this is one of the greatest novels of all time. Yes. And at Classic Theater Maryland, we bring the classics to life. And when we have an opportunity to bring something new and do a new adaptation, we want to bring that to audiences. I think audiences will really relate to the story, And it's a very famous story, and just a very lovely Gothic romance.
Well, you guys do a great job. You always sell out, so that's exciting. So, Laura, you also play the title character in this new work. What is it like to be both the co-adapter and star of the play?
Well, it's a wonderful challenge. I mean, the glorious thing about it is that having worked on the adaptation with Sally, I'm so close to the text and so close to the material. And that's wonderful to bring into the room as the actress. But the trick then is always, when I'm in the scene acting, to turn off the editor brain and stop worrying about the adaptation of the script and focus on being Jane. So both Sally and I do a lot of wearing many hats at CTM, but it's great fun, yes.
And she does a fabulous job. She's such an amazing Jane.
I love it. You know, again, you guys do such a great job. So what's up next?
Well, we have continuing our season in February. We have our 1960s cabaret, and that's part of our wildly successful cabaret series once a month. And we have Broadway's Devin Hadsel coming to sing all the greatest hits from the 1960s with our resident cabaret artist and our house band. And then we have the musical Gypsy, followed by the musical Crazy for You.
Wow.
And then we have an epic Shakespeare, Midsummer Night's Dream. And then we have the complete works of William Shakespeare Abridged, Part 2. At Reynolds Tavern in the outdoor courtyard. So we've got a lot going on.
I mean, you're killing it. You're bringing different people in from different places. Exciting. Where can our viewers go to get more information?
They can go to our website at classictheatermaryland.org or call us at 410-415-3513.
Well, keep up the great work. And can I say break a leg?
Yes, you can.
Can I say that?
Yes, and come see Laura as a fantastic
Come on.
player.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you at the theater.
Awesome.
Yes.
So thanks again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Still ahead, weight loss drugs are all the rage right now. Coming up, we'll chat with two doctors about different medications and diets that may be able to help you. And Valentine's Day is Wednesday. Coming up, how to impress your date. The Queen, LaDon Black, joins us.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
All right, hey lifestylers, Valentine's Day is right around the corner and it's date night, right? But we do need some dating tips. So of course, media personality and love guru LaDawn Black is here to tell us more. Hello, LaDawn.
I'm excited to be here and to help out.
Yes, you know, we always need your help when it comes to, you know, the dating world, okay? It's rough out here in these streets, LaDawn, right? Okay, so let's say, you know, you met someone you really want to impress. What are some, you know, you already case searched them. You already done looked up their social media.
Exactly.
You're headed on a date. What are some appropriate questions to ask?
Well, we need to ask important questions. Okay. So a lot of times people will start out like favorite color, where you're from, blah, blah. Okay. Those are all surface. You need to get a little deeper.
What, on the first, like a first date or a repetitive?
Yeah,
okay,
well,
okay.
Even a first date.
Whoa.
You know, one of the questions that people don't think to ask, what is your relationship with your exes?
Oh.
Tell me a little bit about your past relationship. That's how you lead into the question about the exes, because a lot of times how they talk about the ex is how they're going to talk about you.
Ooh, do I want to know about the exes? Do I want to know about the baby mamas?
You don't need to know, but you need to know how they feel about them.
Okay,
Absolutely.
that makes sense. I totally get that. Okay, now what should we not say or ask them? Is there anything that's like, what's TMI?
Don't ask the money question.
Oh, but that's the number one question.
But you know what? You can get that so many different ways. Like you said, you did your case search, you did your Google, you find out what he or she is doing for a living.
We track their phone.
We as well. So how is he or she dressed?
Okay.
What did they pull up in? Some of those things give you an indication of sort of where they are when it comes to finances. But that is not a first date question.
Okay, so we can't do that.
No, we can't do that.
That's not great. Okay, so who picks up the tab then?
Whoever asks.
That's the question. So whoever asks for the date is who pays
for it. I mean, I'm sorry, that just makes sense.
So it's
to
not,
me.
even if it wasn't the gentleman who asked, he can't pick up the tab. Like,
well, you know what? If he is truly a gentleman, he will.
Okay.
There we go. We have to keep that in mind.
She said it. Okay. I like that. I like that. Okay. Now, if it's the first day, you know, Valentine's Day, are we allowed to partake in a little bit of, you know, an alcoholic beverage or anything? Is that okay for the first date?
Absolutely.
Loosen the nerves.
You have to loosen the nerves, but also you have to be aware of we're not going to get drunk. We're not going to say too much.
Okay.
Because see, that'll take you down that line where
you're to TMI.
Yes, you're asking body count, all types of crazy stuff that you should not be asking. on the first
we can't ask any of that.
No, not on the first day.
You're taking away a lot from us.
I know.
Okay. Well, what signs do we look for if you think that this could lead to more, like a relationship? What are some signs, or maybe green flags instead of red flags?
You know what? The green flag is the person talks about the next time we go out. You know, real in subtle ways. Oh, you know, the next time we'll go to that restaurant, or the next time we'll do this. You go, ooh, there's going to be a next time. And then also, if they really show an interest in you, they're really listening to what you're saying and engaging with you. That shows someone who's trying to build.
Okay.
And then the final clue that there'll be a date number 2 is sometimes they'll say, what you doing next week? Go ahead and answer that.
1 week later, I like that.
You after the date, because sometimes that brings it up too.
I love that. Okay, LaDawn, tell our viewers where they can go to find more about you and your tips.
Absolutely. So on social media, it's Teased by LaDawn, and of course, LaDawnBlack.com.
LaDawn.
Excited to be here.
I love it. The relationship guru, LaDawn Black, you guys. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
She's so amazing.
We are weather alert now for Tuesday because of this. We've got a winter storm watch out for areas north of Baltimore. This includes Carroll County, northern Baltimore County through northwest Hartford County. And that's where we are expecting a slushy couple of inches of snow, enough to mess with the end of your morning drive. And this is the weather maker to blame. It's a system south of here, actually producing heavy rain, flooding issues, severe weather in the southeast. All that moisture is pushing our direction. And that's why we do have that winter storm watch out for areas north of Baltimore now. That threat's coming tomorrow. First, we've got a lot of rain headed our direction. So it's not going to be an all snow event. It's going to start with heavy rain. Most of today is actually dry, cloudy, and overcast. Temperatures in the upper 40s to near 50. Here come the showers spreading in this evening for your drive home. Heavy rain actually expected overnight while most of us are sleeping. That's what we'll start off with early Tuesday morning. But then we transition over to this, the pink and the blue, a brief period of it shortly after daybreak through the end of the morning. So enough to mess with your drive for the second half of your commute in the morning, especially north of Baltimore. That's where we're expecting a slushy couple of inches, mainly on grassy surfaces, but we could certainly see some slick spots on the roads too. Should all get out of here by midday. After that, colder and blustery for the rest of your Tuesday heading into your midweek. First, let's talk about the rain. We're tracking a lot of it, about an inch in most locations as we head through Tuesday morning. And then on top of that, some slushy wet snow. So if we take a look at that snowfall forecast, we're upping these numbers a little bit because of the track of this system. Looks like most likely now we'll end up with about 2 to 3 inches north of Baltimore. It's slushy, it's wet, mainly on the grass, but enough to create some slick spots on the roadways too for the second half of your morning drive. So we are weather alert because of that. Temperatures in the mid-40s tomorrow. As that system gets out of here, it's blustery. It's much colder for Valentine's Day with highs backing off into the low and mid-40s. So you'll notice we've got rain moving in this evening, overnight tonight. Weather alert tomorrow now due to that potential for that slushy wet snow, especially north of Baltimore. We're dry by Valentine's Day, dry for the rest of the week. Another weak system looks like it makes an appearance on Saturday with another chance for some rain and some snow showers.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Hims and Hers Health, Inc.
This segment is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical guidance from your healthcare professional. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if prescription is appropriate. Hims weight loss may include compounded products that have not been approved by the FDA. The FDA does not verify the safety or effectiveness of compounded drugs. Metformin, topiramate, bupropion, and naltrexone are commonly used by obesity specialists off-label to promote weight.
With the new year underway and resolutions still top of mind, weight loss medications have become a popular topic of conversation. Joining us now to discuss are medical experts with Him and Hers, the leading health and wellness platform, Dr. Craig Premack and Dr. Jessica Yu. So doctors, what should people look for when selecting a weight loss program or treatment?
That's a great question. I get asked all the time. I think it's two things. It's a medical complex program or complete program that really takes into account a few things. The first is effectiveness. So the program should be shown to work, and then it looks at several aspects, including nutrition and protein intake, activity, sleep, water, and of course, weight loss medications. The second is it should be accessible. Through our platform, people can go online via their phone or their computer, answer a medical intake. It's a series of questions, ask them about their past medical history, their current medications, and then they get connected to a medical provider who looks at their past history and such and designs a personalized program for them. And then third is affordability. Most insurances don't cover both weight loss medications or weight loss services themselves. We've bypassed all that, and our plan starts at $79 per month.
Can you discuss the connection between emotions and weight loss management and weight management?
Yes. The one thing that I want people to take away from this conversation is that weight loss isn't just a physical endeavor. It's a psychological one as well. We know that the emotions we experience, how we feel, affect how we eat and our weight. And one of the really cool things we're doing at Hims and Hers is helping people identify their food or eating personalities. So for example, we might identify somebody as being an anxious eater, the kind of person who eats in response to anxiety and stress. Once we identify that, we can provide them with the skills, tools, and support they need to manage more effectively. We also know that mental health, overweight, and obesity are intimately connected. People who are anxious and depressed tend to struggle more with their weight, and people who struggle with overweight and obesity tend to be more anxious and depressed. And so we really focus on taking care of people's mental health as well as their physical health in service of their weight loss goals.
So glad you joined us with this powerful information. Where can our viewers go for more information?
It's January, a great time to get started. Visit us today at hims.com, HIMS.com.
Thanks so much. Have a great day. Are you giving it your all today? Well, a lot of people will phone it in at work after staying up late to watch the game last night. Coming up, we'll see just how hard you're trying today. Now, if you stayed up late watching the big game, you might be dragging day. In fact, one study estimates 1 in 5 workers called in sick today. That adds up to nearly 19 million people calling in sick. Are you giving it 100% today? Well, we wanted you to tell it. Are you giving it 100% today? Be honest. So far, 70% of voters are saying, of course. Great show lined up for tomorrow. National Random Acts of Kindness Day is coming up. On tomorrow's show, we'll share easy and simple ways to give back and how you can connect with your neighbors and community this year.
Find out how to have your business featured on Be More Lifestyle. Email us at BeMoreLifestyleTV@foxbaltimore.com.
We definitely want to shout out everybody we had a chance to hang out with at the Be More Healthy Expo this weekend. It was really great. And as always, thanks for inviting us into your home. And make sure you follow Be More Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Have a great one. We'll see you tomorrow.